Hello, everyone. Uh, should be should be good now. Sorry for the delay. Oh my God, I had everything set up beforehand, and the game will not capture on OBS no matter what I do in full screen mode. So I had to went windowed. Windowed was about about 20 pixels big. So and then I couldn't target with window capture, couldn't target with game capture, couldn't target with display capture, couldn't target at all. The best I could do is get a still frame. So after much research and everything, yeah, nothing would work. I can't do administrative mode anyway. I'm sure you didn't wait 6 months between streams to hear me bitch about the game, but that's why I'm just late. Sorry about that. Finally got it to work, windowed mode, but I had to change my resolution to 1024 by something or other. And I have this in windowed mode with the very top and bottom cropped off. There's actually, I'm not even joking, there's a little window up here with my desktop. It's so stupid. But hey, it works. And if I get it just right, you can't really tell. There. So if you ever see like half the window disappear, that's me alt tabbing out of it. So yeah, anyway, that's my life right now. And yeah, it absolutely just whatever that expression is, the what Murphy's law, what can happen will happen, what can go wrong will go wrong. Anyway, yeah, I should just get started before I do more damage. Hey Roger, hey Mugomek, welcome to the stream. Hopefully I didn't lose too many people there waiting. So I'm mid a game. I haven't gotten very far, but I've gotten enough to like set up the controls and stuff. It's a little dark, but I don't know if I really want to mess with anything just yet. Gamma correction. I don't even know if gamma correction will even apply to windowed mode. I don't want to break anything. Don't know. It doesn't seem to be applying. It might not apply to windowed mode. Just want to make sure things are bright. But yeah, let me do a new game real quick. I've played like a little bit through the tutorial, combat tutorial and introduction. Yeah, it's been a while, right? I haven't streamed since September, I think. Space Marine 2, I think. So this will be fun. Frame rate might be a little bit dodgy. I apologize for that. I think I have subtitles turned on, so you can't catch the audio. You'll at least be able to see what they're saying. Do kind of a cool transition here. They switch to a completely different scene where the whole background 3D object becomes sort of a sky map. I don't quite understand what they were going for. Obviously big city, but is that like a little blip on a much larger planet? I can't tell. Oh, I thought the moving rings on the planet, on the cityscape is kind of cool. Pretty cool concept. This is running on the Quake 2 engine, which is kind of impressive because Quake wasn't really designed to be an RPG like this, so they probably had to do a lot of modifying. Mondays, am I right? Environmental storytelling. Kind of a cool little city they built out here, though. Unreal 1-esque camera movements. mean, if you can see it, if it needs to be a little bit brighter. Excellent fist meeting face sound effect there, yeah. Very,
The money, Boots. Or next time, I mix and match.
I don't even know what that threat means. Not quite, but it reminds me of the, like the kind of sound effects in,
Hasn't there been enough of that?
Have a heart.
in Indiana Jones and Lucas films. I always like those sound
One of
effects.
Deada's kids?
Anyone else throwing me out of windows lately?
Come clean with the debt, Sly. Deada's no slouch, and he's got muscle. He'll collect one way or the other.
Hey, money's tight. Soon as it rains, I'll pour some.
Fun fact.
I'd suggest a job if I thought you'd take it.
Try me.
The key to my cellar's missing.
Oh, yeah? Where's the job part come in?
When you find it, I pay you.
Man, I need a real case. I need a challenge worthy of my deductive and pugilistic skills.
But I've got a bouncer.
Cute.
That sounds like Tom Hall,
I
actually.
want some real advice. Find a job. It's amazing how many of your problems it'll solve.
You think?
I know Tom Hall does a lot of voices. He did, I can't think of his name, one of the antagonists in Deus Ex 1. Not Bob Page, but the other one. His name is evading me right now. Bish Boosh Bash, yeah, those are good names for him. When I first played this, I'm like, what the hell is going on? She's a tiny person. She has to sleep. This is Fatima, I think. She's...
What?
Anything on SenderNet?
Nothing you're sober enough for.
I'm just waiting for business to pick up. What's with the attitude?
For one, I'm sick of being dead.
And second, I'm tired of watching you drink your life away. When did you become such a bum?
I'm not a bum.
Prove it.
Bums don't have offices.
An office isn't a storage room in a cheap bar, Boots.
Hey,
It's time for a new line of work.
forget it, sweetheart. I'm a detective. It's what I do.
Then go out and do it. I'm always here if you ever get off your butt and make useful.
Walton Simons, there you go. He also, Tom Hall also did some of the AI voices too. You can tell he's got a very interesting sort of like understated. He's like kind of mumbles like, Mr. Benton. Like you can kind of hear his like a little bit of like a. It's a really interesting sounding voice, considering he's not really a professional voice actor, but he's got sort of like an understated kind of mumbling sort of sound to him. I don't know. Very, very iconic, I think. I like Walton Simon, sounds great. He also, I think he did Morpheus, probably the AI he evolves into. I got stuck in this area for a while because they kept wanting me to do things that didn't explicitly tell me to do. So I need to go to my office first. Hopefully you can see this, by the way. I might need to raise the brightness. I can barely see. It's pretty dark here. Hey, Zeus, how's it going? In the Hey Space song. Welcome to the stream. This is a very weirdly controlled game. This might be a little bit of GOG, but I'm moving around with WASDA. Not like a third-person shooter, but kind of like up, down, left, right. Kind of like a Mario game, right? But the cursor is a 3D object. It's that little kind of paper airplane there. It reminds me, actually, if you've ever played Black and White, the original game, you have a 3D hand as your cursor as well. It reminds me of that a little bit. But like moving around in the center doesn't do anything. But when you move it off to the side, I've actually cranked this up a lot. By default, it's actually really annoying to turn around. I have to like go to turn around. But it is pretty ambitious to have a 3D object be your cursor. And then you have to click on certain things to use them. So it's like kind of point and click meets third person game meets whatever the hell this is. Meets JRPG, meets Chrono Trigger, meets Blade Runner, meets whatever. So yeah, it's a very unique experience. Okay, so I can pick the lock. Hopefully I remember how they... Okay, so Guess the code. Up and down on arrow keys, then click the tumbler or press space to try that number. Okay. So, up and down. So I'm pretty close. Maybe go up. Colder. It's got to be 3 or 4, right? Yeah, 3. 5. Close. 7. So it's going to be like 4. Probably 3 again. Actually, it might be 3 again. It's a very weird system. Oh, got lucky the last one. I always like hacking and lockpicking systems. It's kind of almost a immersive RPG staple. This isn't really that, but there's stuff down here. Oh, yeah. Right, they have an arcade machine that you can get games for. A little 8 machine. Reminds me of a System Shock's, what was it? The swine. I forget the System Shock 2 swine thing. All the games were copycats of other games, but they're pig themed. Game Swine or whatever it was. All right, I get my camera. Press F11 to use the camera. If it don't end the stream. Yeah. So yeah, they've got a cool little camera feature. You basically have that little green bar down there. Those are all your shots. It's like the smallest memory digital camera ever made in cyberpunk future. But yeah, you can zoom in, you can zoom out. A little bit of pre-Dead Rising. I guess you could also... I didn't play too much of it, but I guess there's a camera mechanic in Beyond Good and Evil as well. But yeah, you can only keep that many slots, so I have just a random slot of the robot now. I don't think I can activate him yet. Yeah. Size B batteries. Okay. I guess I read another story about Tom Hall. Basically, he was casting somebody to play the robot, and he wrote him as being a very goofy character, and none of the actors were quite giving him the goofiness. So it's a little bit of a, if you've ever read the story about the penguins in Madagascar, the animated movie, a similar story where the animation director wasn't really happy with any of the actors. And he was like, oh, we'll just do this. And he like kept on acting out how he wanted the actors to sound. And eventually people were just like, why don't you just do the voice? You do it perfectly. So kind of Tom Hall ended up doing the voice for the robot, I guess. Yeah, there's this little weird mini game too. I think I read about this one too. I think Tom Hall he devised like a whole game language for this game, or a coding language basically. And to prove how efficient it was, he developed this. I believe he developed this game to test it out. It's a very, very, it's like geometric tic-tac-toe kind of. I don't know, weird way of explaining it. Oh, some legends, some longtime viewers coming back. PK Dionysus, up Indigo. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Jamie, how's it going? Anachronox is such a good game. Push the Quake engine to its limits. Yeah, it's a Quake 2, I think. I think it actually followed a very similar trajectory as Daikatana. It was being made in the same studio where I think a lot of the same team members as well. I want to say some of the same team members. Tom Hall, Anachronox was Tom Hall's baby. That was his dream game. He actually came up with it in college, apparently. Whereas Daikatana was John Romero's dream game. They go through a similar trajectory where they both start out, I think, on Quake 1 engine, because that was what they're familiar with, because they just left id Software. But as Quake 2 was developed, and I think Quake 2.5 maybe for the Quake 3 arena, they like kept on upgrading and changing engines. And yeah, I don't, from what I what I read, Anachronox was just kind of an ambitious game. It wasn't the absolute technical disaster that Daikatana was. So they're both ambitious, obviously, but this isn't really a great game. But basically, it's a you just have to kind of predict. Okay, so if I go there, then that guy's gonna take out my guy. So I have to then move somebody in a safe space, so I can move him back. That way he won't get me. He has to move him back. So I move him back. Then he has to move somebody within range. I don't have anybody within range there. So I'm a little bit screwed here. I think I might have already screwed up. It's like I said, it's kind of a tic-tac-toe where there's only so many ways you can play. Everybody gets a move and they have to follow this grid, this kind of node system here. If I move here, then I can take him out. Then he has to move someone there. Then I can move there. There, probably. Okay, he has to move somebody within range now, right? Okay, now they're stuck. He'll get him. But then if I have enough luck, he'll be stuck now. Yeah. It's a very, very simple game, but kind of a fun thing. I always like mini games in larger games like that. Dance moves. I don't know if I can dance, actually. I keep on getting every game mixed up with whatever it is. I think it's, was it VTM Bloodlines, where you could just do the kind of dance animation at the club. Have I read John Romero's book? No, I've not. I'd be curious about it. I was actually a video I was going to make back as far back as like 2016 after I did the Doom retrospective. I really wanted to do an Iron Storm retrospective. I've written notes for it over the years. I have everything I need now. I think so. This is a save point. Let me save a new save game, I guess. Rowdies.
Where do you think you're
Oh, I
going,
forgot something, didn't I?
You're not staggering anywhere until you find a decent job lead, grab some money, and get a camera from your office. Oh, and put that time minder behind you for good luck while you're at it. Yeesh, you are like a little kid sometimes.
I think I forgot the money. Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. I forget so much crap, like important stuff. I have reminders throughout the day to remind me of things because I'm so absent-minded, and I have to like look up stuff. I try to challenge myself not to rely on my phone for everything, but I have just a random, like, I have 5 megabytes of RAM, but I have like 5 terabytes of just random facts about stupid things that don't matter at all. So it's kind of a blessing and a curse, I guess. There's the money. I forgot to get the money. Hey, all that money that fell out of my pockets when, yeah. Found some dough. I wish I could just find some dough lying around. That'd be nice. It's actually a tweet from a mutual on Twitter I liked recently, where a guy was like, I'm going to slip a $20 bill into some jeans so I have that feeling later on. Kind of funny. Job leads. There's a couple people around here, I think, that had jobs, right? He's just complaining about how he lost all his money. All of I've got left is a slag of mistech I found. What do you think? Should I sell this junk or what? Just a glorified paperweight, sell it. Could be worth something one day, sure. Yeah, what am I thinking? Thanks for the advice, man. Can I take it? No. It's world building. So he kind of gave me the job from the to get a seller key, I think, right? You're just in the slump. We all go through them. I mean, not as long as you have, but we all go through them. Nice. Lamau, the goofy VTM dance, yeah. Good times. Should play that again sometime. So good flashbacks about the cavern levels. I don't remember where it was, but those levels felt like they were hours long, and they really railroaded you in. Whereas the rest of the game was super open and had lots of different ways to complete them. Yeah, that game could have used another 6 months to a year in the oven, but it was already super late and super over budget and super, like they had crunched for 4 years or something. It was rough. Her maybe. Hey, Booter, I caught your swan dive earlier. Pretty sweet, dude. You like that? I've been practicing all week. Hey, you still looking for work? My friend Dianamo's been exploring the tunnels for some guy. Maybe they need an extra hand. She's slumming at Frank's Flophouse if you're interested. Thanks, babe. You're a peach. All for you, Booter. This guy reminded me of Buzz Lightyear. Just the build. Can't really see him very well in the dark. I'm nervous, Sly. That is sending people to the tunnels behind the tenements to excavate Mistech. Problem is, everyone's coming out there minus their limbs. I don't want to fight cave monsters, and I certainly don't want to work for Detta. But a man's got to eat, right? All right, I should be good now. Save this little weird brain creature here. Just figuring out the game's controls and what they wanted me to do to be able to get out of this area. It took me a lot longer the first time. Game's got good environments, though. Hopefully you can see them. It is a pretty dark game. You there. You're friends with Rowdy. Why does he discriminate against floaters? I only want something to drink and an interesting conversation. We Awa are an intelligent, well-spoken race. My cousin, K. Conrad, is the master informant of the bricks. You should look him up. He likes to hang out at the Fountain Overlook. In exchange, maybe you can talk to Rowdy about letting me drink in the bar. All right, Mr. Weird, creepy alien thing. All right, I think I get jumped here.
You're gonna hit me, aren't you?
This is not Boots' day, is it? I don't think I can actually even respond. Yeah, he just one-shots me and I don't even get to do a single move. It's kind of like a fake combat, just to kind of really knock you on your... Really kick him while he's down.
Was it something I said?
Yeah, to my sister.
I still don't get quite what's supposed to happen there.
No. There's a special introductory offer at the Temple of Beating up the street. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to brush up on those self-defense skills, don't you think?
I guess it shows that his gun's broken and he needs to get a new one. I think they give him a loaner when you go to the Temple of Beating or whatever. Yeah, it's like a weird aesthetic. It's like part Unreal, Unreal Tournament, part Quake 3, part... Yeah, it's interesting. I just miss when you could actually just make a game like you've got a couple polys here and a nice wall texture and a ramp that's using the same texture. Now you have to have just like so many aspects, like, oh, you gotta have an archway here, you gotta have a stairway there, you gotta have a bunch of refuse and texture and debris and stuff. It's just like making a game, if you have a good game concept, just requires so many assets nowadays. You're such a lucky dog sometimes, Boots. Looks like somebody dropped a heel grease plus over there behind me. Okay, if I can target it. You know the drill. Press F5 to the party status screen, click on the icon on your face, then click the heel grease plus. Alright. Oh, that's a little awkward. So F5 to get the party. Inventory. Heel grease. Okay. UI is definitely not the greatest. Got some cool designs. That reminds me a little bit of the spinners and Blade Runner, a little bit. And I do like how they introduced the kind of warped gravity in this sequence. Shows the different parts of the city that are like kind of on the side, upside down, things like that.
I hate this place.
This was right around a couple of the games came right around this. Like this was like within a year of I want to say MGS2. It's definitely feels more like a 90s game than a 2000s game. Like I think they started making some of these assets before And then by the time a game came out, it was already a little bit dated looking. Just sad. Happens. All right, I need to... Is this the area I need to go to? This is... Whackmaster Jacks, yeah. Okay. Still very dark. I can't seem to crank up the gamma. I might be able to. I don't want to break anything. I might be able to from this side. It's pretty dark. I could add a filter to add a little bit more gamma, I think. Gamma. There we go. Just a smidge. Doesn't have to be that much. Probably just so you can see the environment just a little bit better. I know streaming kind of comes out as a little bit dark sometimes. All right. I like this guy. To hit or not to hit? To hit. Now you're talking. Every time you click on him, he punches the robot. There you go. Bunch of robots here. I need to go upstairs to the office to get... I can see the stairs. I think I need to get hands-on training. You can see better than I can right now. There's a door here somewhere. It was over here. Okay. Alrighty. This guy. Judging by the choice condition of that shiner, I suspect you're here to learn the fine art of the scuffle, the beat, the whack. No, then, I don't take loafers, and I don't take thieves. I take students, and I expect respect. I expect respect. Give me a lip, and I'll fatten it. Before we begin, however, there's a small matter of training fee. Knowledge isn't cheap, but for a mere 5 loonies, we can begin your first lesson. Sounds great. Here's your cash. Very good. Let's begin with a crash course on simple combat. The streets of Anachronox hide all manner of threat, and you would do well to learn some basics. Come on, step into the ring. They actually make this tutorial like a little bit more complicated than it needs to be, I think, but still. Are there any modern video game protagonists still rocking the trench coat? I mean, I guess the most modern would have been Adam Jensen. It's kind of gone out of favor, actually. A lot of games used to have the good old trench coat back in the day. Not ringing a bell. Not really. Even Adam Jensen's was kind of a little bit more trimmed down than a lot of trench coats were. If you're going to learn the way of the whack, you better learn Jack Wise and beef up the fundamentals, okay? So, a lot of just story kind of flavor stuff, but basically learn how to fight. So there's some sort of like a try sort of this beats that, like rock paper scissors system, I think. So you got might, agility, wisdom. He doesn't really have much of anything. It's not particularly great. So basically, this is like a really weird, like, how to explain it? Almost like a really weird grid-based Final Fantasy. I haven't played much of 12. Not 12, sorry. Was it 11 or 12 that was the Final Fantasy Tactics 2, basically. It's not really like that. I'm trying to think of a game that's kind of similar to this. Like, not quite Lunar the Silver Star, just kind of something different. It's got sort of a very, very big, a very large grid. Actually, you know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of, do you ever play the game Gladius for the Xbox? It's kind of what it reminds me of. Okay, so beefiness, beat, speed, and beat block. My beefiness is not great. My beat is not great. My speed is okay, and my beat block is okay. So I need a beat pistol, and he's like giving me a pistol to use on these guys. Right now, the combat's pretty dreadful because it's kind of it's got like the Final Fantasy style action turn-based or action at whatever they call it, ATB system, where you have to wait until your turn kind of cranks up, and by that time they're usually on top of you. So yeah, there's like a large grid, and you can move around. There's sometimes obstacles, but the grid is so large that there's not a whole lot of granular movement. So right now, basically, I just wait until he clobbers me. Yeah, you can use items and combat, but the turn takes so long to charge up. I'm hoping there's not some sort of issue with that where like the high frame rate is messing that up. I'm hoping that's not the case. It's like Final Fantasy, you have to wait until your bar fills up before you can act. What's this? A wild Indigo appeared? Yeah, pretty much. Random day, random time. You can cancel the action mark. So, combat. Shoot him. Just got to shoot. Just got to hit him first before he got me. I always remember a Lord of the Rings game with Final Fantasy combat. I do not remember that. I played the SNES Lord of the Rings game, but that was real time. Was that the Fellowship game for PC, like early 2000s, I think? Maybe. Ah, do you think you would just take a poke without fighting back? Yeah. So he does almost my damage in one hit. So yeah, so now take another shot at him. Probably kill me. And he'll teach me how to use a healing item. Need to loosen up. Hold the gun like it's a dead rat. You gotta wrist it better. Unstoppable beathead. So basically life cursor shield upgrade. It's kind of like a spell. It basically turns Fatima, the little dead hologram girl that's stuck in a paper airplane. Basically, she's she does spells basically. Lord of the Rings: The Third Age for PS2, GameCube. Really, I didn't play that one. I played the real-time ones for the GameCube, PS2, maybe Xbox. Those were a lot of fun. The co-op games. All right, battle skills. That charges up, and I can use the battle skill. I have a feeling this game's going to be very grindy. Fatima screen on myself. I hadn't quite learned the Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII lesson of shortening the animation time of your abilities. All right. So hopefully he won't kill me immediately when he hits me now. Only does about 40 damage now. Watch a retrospective about Lord of the Rings game. Yeah, a lot of good LOTR games. I like the short-lived Battle for Middle Earth games. Those were fun. The two games are very different though. Building the basics. every new client gets 2 healing things. That's cool. Yeah, so I have to keep on talking to him to finish the tutorial. Oh, he keeps on sending me down here too, and I have to walk my way back up. Yeah, the Battlefield for Middle Earth 1, I think, had sort of a fixed city layout. I cannot see anything. It's just so dark, and I've got the blinding webcam light on me. Okay, this is okay. And then BFME 2 was more like full-on Warcraft, StarCraft style, I believe. I just remember the first game you had like kind of a ring that you could fill with different buildings, but only fill the slots. Probably needed to heal. Oopsie. Distance. Yeah, so this one he wants me to basically move away from him as quickly as possible. I'm trying to get through this fast because this is a long tutorial and there's a ton of game to play. So melee and range. Melee can require the attacker to be close, while range can be done from a distance. I saw that. Alrighty. So I think this one he wants me to move out of the way as fast as possible. Yeah, just move out of the way. If I recall, I couldn't even move out of the way quick enough. So I guess just there. Really not going to get me very far, is it? Yeah, there, I guess. And you'll get attacked before I get to go. His timer is just so long compared to the enemy. Okay, took a little while to catch up to him. Heal grease. So they're basically potions, essentially. It's very much a kind of like a very simplified tactical, like a SRPG or yeah. Heal grease plus. I'll just use the normal heal grease, I think. Yusuke Denton says, I never played this, but I always get the name mixed up with that Ultima Underworld game that starts with an A. Ultima Underworld style game. Oh, Arx Fatalis, yeah. Yeah, that was actually, I want to say that was the first game by Arcane Studios, right? If you look at Arcane Studios, every single game they made was basically a remake or was super strongly inspired by a Looking Glass Studios game. Arx Fatalis was Ultima Underworld. Their next game was, I think that was Dark Messiah of Might Magic, which is kind of like Ultima Underworld meets Thief, sort of. And then their next game, big game from what I remember, was Dishonored, which was Thief again. And then they did Dishonored 2, then Prey, which was System Shock, and then they did Deathloop, which was kind of nothing. It was kind of like pretended to be those games, kind of BioShock meets something else, and then they just kind of lost the plot after that. But yeah, every game they've made, every significant game they've made has been basically a Looking Glass Studios game. All right, heal grease. Yep. Yeah, I can see it. They came out roughly around the same time, I think, too. But yeah, Anachronox is not a great name, not a great title, I would say. There's actually, I don't know if there's a great there's a definitive on one way or the other thing, but I do find it kind of unintuitive to name a game or a movie around a fantastic location or a fantastic person, because it's hard to remember. Fantastic meaning that it's not a real, like, it's not a common name. Like Lord of the Rings, those are all common words. It is set in Middle Earth, which is also common words, just smushed together. But they didn't name it like, for example, Warcraft is a good title. It's simple, gives you a lot of imagery. They didn't call it Azeroth. If they called it Azeroth, I think that would have been less effective. They called it Warcraft. That's set in Azeroth. Okay, action item. Good look at the movement grid. Note there are 2 places for you to move directly in front of you and to your left. Step onto the node to your left, use the move icon, and then use the action icon to activate the switch there. All right. Move to the left there. There. Barrier. Nice. So now he can't get there. So yeah, it's really like a 3x3 grid, isn't it? It's very, very small. Yeah, I don't know what exactly occurred. I know I follow the founder of the studio. It wasn't. I think Harvey Smith came by later. He was. I don't know exactly his story, but he was working when Arcane started. He was still working at Iron Storm. He worked on Deus Ex 1, Deus Ex 2. I think he had some brief time on the potential Deus Ex 3 / he did a little bit of work on Thief, Deadly Shadows, but then he left on good terms, but he left. He had some opportunity. I don't know if that was Arcane or something else, but he left after that. And then a couple of years later, we heard about, they did a big announcement about Dishonored. So, all right, let's do the ranged weapon. So now that we have the force field in between us, I can just shoot him without any risk of retaliation, right? Kind of funny though. Harvey Smith got a lot of praise for. I don't think he really did a lot on Thief. Neither did Warren Spector, but they were kind of hailed as progenitors of the genre. Even though, I mean, Deus Ex was fantastic, obviously, but Thief was a much better stealth game. Making progress, squab. Just realized that having a ranged weapon doesn't always mean that you'll hit your unintended target. Line of sight can be come into play during battle as well. Yep. Okay, so you can't shoot through people. Okay. Okay, good. We're almost done with this tutorial. It takes a little time, but good stuff, I guess. But yeah, I believe there's actually a couple members who left. Thief was not a pleasant, from what I read. Thief, the original Thief, and Thief 2 as well, were not. I'm walking back to a wall. I thought isn't that the door? This is the door. Why can't I get through here? I thought this was the door. I'm so confused now. Oh, it's just stairway, right? Right. Why do I feel like a giant idiot? I've gone through this area a couple times now. I can't use that pad. It's just so dark on my screen that I cannot see anything. I thought this was the door though. Oh no, it's bugged. You see that? I still have my combat stuff up. Crap. I'm not crazy. This is bugged. I have my combat menu still up here. I can't do anything about it. Oopsie. So that means, ooh, that sucks. When did I? 219. Hopefully this is fairly recent. Ooh, it was not. For the whole combat. Shit. All right. Well, lesson learned, I guess. That sucks. I've not had that glitch before. Oh snap! It's Indigo. That's what I say. Cannot see anything in this damn room. Okay. I guess I have to do the whole thing over again. Oopsie. All right. I'm just gonna skip through. Quickly as possible. Let's do it. Yes, yes, yes. Great stuff. Good stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. He's like chain smoking. He's like, if this was Metal Gear Solid, he'd have 0 HP now. He'd be dead. Yes, good, great, great, great. Yep. All right, let's punch him. Or shoot him. Yeah, but what's his name? Keep on forgetting his name. BioShock designer Ken Levine. He started, I believe, right around the time that Thief got into development, and he was working on all sorts of early prototypes and story pitches and stuff like that. Because initially, I believe that Thief was designed without a theme at first, or it was going to be like Camelot or communist zombies or something like that. They weren't quite sure about it was similar to Fallout, and they weren't quite sure about the theme. They knew the game, but not the theme yet. All right, chain smoke. And then I believe Ken quit the studio actually pretty early on. But funnily enough, they were probably in good terms because he started a new studio, the Irrational Games, and they shortly after that worked on a game collaboratively with Looking Glass called System Shock 2. And I think Irrational gets most of the credit for that. I think it was like a 50-50. I don't know exactly what the split was, but based on the Thief engine, obviously. And Irrational Games has a really checkered history, too. They have a long development time, and they canceled a lot of games. They're technically still in existence, although they've renamed themselves. I think after the bloat and the long development time of BioShock Infinite, people forget how long it took him to make BioShock Infinite. BioShock 2 was kind of slapped together by a third party, like actually 4 studios. People forget how much of a kind of nightmare BioShock 2 was actually, because BioShock 2, Ken Levine didn't, or they said, hey, Ken, make us another masterpiece, but we'll handle the sequel. We'll keep fans happy. And so they got, I think, 1 or 2 studios to kind of slap together BioShock 2. I'm going to save now because I don't want to do all that crap again. And I think they ended up having 4 different studios because there was like 1 or 2 studios doing the main game, and then there was like another studio doing support work. And I think I know 1 studio was brought in for multiplayer. People forget that BioShock 2 had multiplayer. And then that pretty much from what I understand, almost the entire time between BioShock and BioShock Infinite, Irrational Games was making BioShock Infinite. So it was a good chunk of time. I think it was when was the first BioShock? It was like 2006, 2005, and then 2013. I remember 2013 was the year of the new consoles, Last of Us and Infinite. Last of Us and Infinite both came out the same year. So yeah, it was a good chunk of time, and that's how long it took to make that game. And after that, Ken Levine was kind of done with the super bloated, long, arduous AAA development, making BioShock games. Fast forward, 12? Was it 12 years later? He's making a very long overdue BioShock game. Gotta love the irony, right? I don't think he's made a single game since Infinite, and Judas is just basically BioShock again, as far as I can tell. So it's probably gonna be good, but it's rough. He did a really cool chat a few years ago, probably like 10 years ago now, about narrative Legos, which I really liked, where he's basically coming up with a more procedural way of handling storytelling, where it wasn't so scripted. Well, not so much procedural, but more. It's more of like an emergent gameplay thing where you do certain actions that are considered certain types of move certain types of meters that affect the game in different ways, rather than just a constant rather than just like a constant this equals that kind of scripted way of doing games. Sounded really cool, but I'm sure Judas is going to be I don't know, maybe it's going to be groundbreaking, but I get the idea that Judas is going to be a fairly linear adventure. Oh, you might be moving to Florida soon? Kind of up in the air moment. Well, hopefully you get a good deal on the real estate. The real estate was really, really bad a couple years ago. The prices aren't great, but the it's not quite as competitive now, which is nice. All right, let me just use this. Oh, not heal him. Yeah, it depends on the area though. If you have an opportunity to choose, as tempting as it is to move next to the beach, if you can move a little bit out of the way of the beach, you could save a ton of money. Like from where unfortunately, I've always worked in this area, and it's where all my friends and family and work is. But in the area that I live at, I'm like 10, 15 minutes from the beach. If I were to move 40 minutes away, I could save $100,000 on a house. So definitely worth it to find a good location. The same house for 100K less, basically. All right, this feels like I've done this before, because I have. Oh, there's a turbo button for a combat? That would be really useful. I should really find that turbo button for combat. I should look that up right after this fight if it doesn't bug out again. Yeah, this is gonna want some speeding up stuff. They weren't really super keen on the kind of concepts that games like Final Fantasy VII learned, where yeah, it's cool to have a really badass animation, but if somebody's going to have to watch it 100 times, make it short. They'd gotten better by the time that they'd gotten better about that by the time Final Fantasy VIII came out, but it was still a little bit of a problem. And by the more recent Final Fantasy games, they kind of, they definitely got out of their system by then. Turbo button, you say? I'm interested in this. World select. Last item, cycle characters. Interactive mode. This interface is just wild, by the way. You've got like 8 point what is that, terminal system or terminal text here, and you've got like just straight up here, and then you've got like anti-alias, like 12 point, another font over here, but then you go back to this because it's too long. You realize you couldn't do the main font for that, and like every single thing has like a different size, and there's like multiple, like, what does Fatima mean? Fatima means quests. Mods, I didn't even know there were mods for this game. Universe is new load or save game. Yeah, it's a little wild. I'm really curious about this. Is that all of them? All the options? Yeah, this looks like it's all the options. Or unless it's in the game. Explore mode. Oh, it was on the GOG version. Maybe it's something they modded into the game. Fancy menu graphics on. That just turns on that backdrop, which is fine. Yeah, there might just be like a special key for it or something. You guys can see the game better than I can. I'm actually looking through my my preview window because the game is really dark and the gamma's not working. So just realized he's kind of dressed up like a Star Trek character now. All right, ready for more? Let's do it. Handful of tricks. Final listen. Status effects. All right. Right. He tells me to use a consumable item. It's like an explosive, basically. All right. Let me throw this spindle bag at him. That's a lot of damage. Shield cells. All right. Okay. Give me 40 more HP. Looking useful. So, just want to shoot him, I guess. They didn't even let me move now. That's weird. Maybe they just have a dedicated key for the turbo. I was trying to like F or T or something. I'm wondering what button they assigned to it. All right. The big wonderful world of beating strangers. That's fun. Give and take, cut and thrust, make him bray, and never be afraid to shoot him in the ding dong. Okay. Don't die dumb, but in your case, that's inevitable. That's some fun dialogue. Cannot see anything. Yeah, I guess this is kind of like why you don't have your cursor a 3D object. It's kind of cool seeing how it moves around in the environment. Like it's actually like in front of and behind creatures and stuff, but it isn't super visible. But I think I'm done now, right? That's it. We're done. No more. Cool. All right. How do I get out of here? Yeah, there we go. Save this little alien dude, and we're out. Try holding the. Oh wow, it works anywhere. That's it. That's 400 athletics and Morrowind style. That's pretty fun. Okay, that'll come in useful sometimes. Speedrunning the game now. Got kind of a cool, I think it was like a hologram fountain or some sort of light fountain, I think. Yeah, kind of cool. This guy was there. Where to go? Okay. Didn't like the gravity shifting thing. All right, this guy's gonna attack me, isn't he? Oh no! Oh no! Ow. It's not so good. I think I used a bindle bag on him before, didn't I? He might just straight up kill me. Oh, I should have used the 15-minute screen. Damn it! I might have kind of screwed up now because I Ah, whatever. You're dead. That would just be like a never-ending cycle where I'd heal myself, and then he'd attack me, and then I would do the screen, and then he would attack me, and basically have to start the whole fight over again. $100 heal grease plus. Nice. I could definitely use it.
Please keep area clear. The district of South Anachronox.
F5 said. You don't know. Should remember to do the protection first thing. Impossible to navigate, but combat's a blessing. Yeah, that is nice. Remember there was I had a turbo button when playing games on the SNES, and most games on the SNES don't have way too much, but there were a couple of RPGs that had a lot of grinding, a lot of just slow bits, so it's nice to have that option. Bandana and ponytail, I think. I don't remember. It happened so fast. I'm pretty sure he was shirtless and his nipples were pierced, and I think caught a whiff of spasm perfume. There's anything funny about his eyes? I think mentioned it. One eye was completely red. He's a member of the Junkyard 20 gang. Our numbers have grown ever since the Sacred Fools disbanded after the Sewer Wars. Admission. Thanks, lore dumping Noxguard. Admission to the Junkyard 20 demands a painful rite of passage. They haul out the inductee's left eye with a Gorian heat fork and some disinfection acid. Then a ruby scoped eye cup is stuffed into the empty socket. I doubt we'll find your purse, ma'am, but I'll see what we can do. Thanks, lore officer. Yeah, the kind of masks and faces and bodies are very Quake-like.
D, E, and F will commence in 15 seconds. Please keep area clear. The district of South Anachronox is not liable for injury or death resulting.
I've gotten so much further than this. I think I might have saved in this exact hallway, actually. But even getting to that point was like an hour of trial and error. Yeah, it's spot exactly, actually. I'm going to kill him. All right. Have fun with that. Ambitious with these camera angles. Seen this woman? Yeah, she's hanging out at Rowdy's. Nope, never seen her. I don't want to rat her out. She gave me a quest. Right. Run along. Anachronox tours, platform area. Talk to him? Nope. There's some sort of screaming. Lefty's bail bonds. I remember seeing that in some of the screenshots at some point. That's an important part of the game. The areas are kind of mixed in terms of detail. Some areas are literally just the same texture plastered over everything. This one's a bit more... Oh, crap. Shit. I can't use that ability. So I'm just going to die here? Is that the idea? Can't keep on just using these bindle bags. Oh, it wasn't fully charged yet. I'm gonna use that skipping thing.
Warning, position minor alert. 30, 11, and 6.
Just a little bit, just
15
speed it up.
seconds.
I can survive this guy now, hopefully.
Please keep area clear. The district of South Anachronox is not liable for injury or death resulting from plate transitions. Stand by.
Curious if the devs of Halo 1 were fans of the game or had audio repositories back in the day. Oh, the Banshee noises? I would say they probably, almost every game dev for a good while, because engineers and stuff weren't really a super common occurrence, like people engineering their own sound effects. They would almost always use the same sound library. I think it was the General 1000 or something. It was this huge library of just about everything. And movies and stuff, they still use the same sound effects even today. You'll notice like a very specific door creaking sound, wind looping sound that you've heard from anything from, you know, Gladiator to Daggerfall to whatever. Like there's certain sound effects that keep on getting reused even today. They're like the Wilhelm screams of sound design. Yeah, that hurt a little bit. Is that food I can use? No. Kind of blew my mind though, because somebody shared or I noticed in a trailer that what was it, the Teen Titans reboot from a few years ago? They used the Daggerfall skeleton scream in it. The kind of like screaming noise. Very iconic. So, long story short, they probably just used a sound library. Transition plate 27 is currently unaligned. Please keep this area clear in the event of a transition. The District of South Anachronox is not liable for injury or death resulting from plate transitions. Nice. Yeah, it's when they do the forced walk, the camera's a little bit jittery. These guys, that's kind of cool. Oh, right, I read about this. This is that language they invented. I forget what the thing was, but they like took 8s or 0s and put it on their side, something, and made a language out of it. I guess you could actually translate this if you know how to localize it. Delicious fruta, raised with love and carnival seeds. Lovely fruta, coveted by greedy eye and gritty hand. Okay. Steal not the fruta. Don't touch anything. All right. I'm going to touch something. Did I break something? Some cool computers. That guy was not there before. Nice to see you live in Kicking Boots. I'm sure Detta had you sent to Marbletown. Time Minder tier. What does it do, though? Should probably buy some more heel grease, though. I don't have much money. Oh. Resurrects a deadish character and restores some hit points. It's fun. I probably don't need the plus. I could probably just deal with a couple of these for now. I'm going to buy everything. Alrighty. Don't touch anything. Sob. I looked at this and it's the perfect don't talk to me or my son ever again kind of thing. They're dressed exactly the same. Keep out. Aha. Hacking into the mainframe. Statue of Liberty hacked. FBI hacked. CIA hacked. One thing they don't really. I like the lighting on the walls, by the way. They don't really highlight anything that you can really use. You just have to kind of be observant. Found taco. Now we're talking. This taco. Totally arbitrary collectible object. Cool. Definitely taking advantage of the colored lighting feature in Quake. Something wrong with my bot, man. It's not the engine. It's not the wiring. It's not the circuitry. I don't know what's wrong with her. Better fix my baby. All right. Is he alive or dead? It's weird when you get a new limb. It slowly stimulates the nerve endings surrounding where the skin melt took place. The signal feels like a little tingle at first 3 hours while your brain sensors learn to interpret sensation. Soon your mind adjusts to the simulation, and the new limb starts to feel exactly as the old one did. I think I'm going to do it with my other arm. Huh. I don't know where I came from or where I need to go. I thought I came in through here. I did. I don't even know what quests I'm doing or anything. Can't go that way yet. Probably should have saved again, just in case I get into a really bad fight. Oh, crap. Not these guys again. I'm going to die. Like, literally. I should probably grind a bit, just so I'm not so useless, but at the same time, this combat's rough. Rough early on. Gonna hit me twice before I can even move, can I? Oh, I missed, thankfully. In fact, on the screen instantly. Zip. There we go. Okay. As soon as I can get that screen up, it's not quite as terrible, but
Plate sections 32, 33, 11, and 6 will commence in 60 seconds.
it's gonna take like 2 hits each though to be able to kill them. It's not great. Oh crap.
Please keep area clear. The district of South Anachronox is not liable for injury or death resulting from plate transition. Stand by. Transition complete.
Not great. What, 3 hits each? Oh no, 2. Okay. Not great. Just doing little casual skips here and there. Oh, that's gonna kill me. Didn't do as much damage as I thought, but still. Reset my my timer though. Ouch. Okay, levels up. Does that heal me? I got a heal grease, at least. I need it. Is he, yeah, he's hurt. Not sure if I should be saving after that, but sucks that there's a random encounter here every single time you go through. I was just going back to save. Just keep running the time. I will have to end off soonish for dinner and whatever. But I just wanted to start this game. Now that I know how to set it up, I should be able to get into the stream a bit easier. Might do some tomorrow, should the opportunity arise. Can't jump. Slide boots can't jump. That's you, huh? If I were going to kill myself, this is where I jump from. Okay. I like the, just the kind of casualness she just drops that with. Remind me of a guy in my precinct. It's different from the rest of the Nox guards. He wears a leather jacket over his uniform and a pair of jeans. He's got his own set of rules, testing limits of the law with his own brand of street justice. And I hate him. So get away from me before I take it out on your face. I can't do anything here. Cool little area, but I was hoping to do something. Is that a door? No. Oh, there we go. I just couldn't get around this area. All right. This guy getting hustled.
Warning. Transition
Didn't I warn you about loitering in front of Joe's? Loitering in front of Joe's?
in 15 seconds.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Don't talk back to me, son. You don't want to talk back to me. Remember what happened last time you talked back to me?
Please keep the area
Bloop,
clear.
bloop, bloop, bloop.
The District of South
Hey,
Anachronox
better watch your mouth or I'll hammer out all 300 of your teeth. Understand? That seems like a perfectly nice guy. That's how you got to handle these for booleans. Or brebulins. They are stubborn as they are stupid. What'd you say to me? That's right. I didn't think so. That looks like a door. I want to check out this street down here, though. Oh, save point. Nice. All right. The tenements now. I think that's where my quest was. I've not really been paying too much attention. Just want to check this out to see if this is a door or what. No. Probably a door, but I can't use it. Barton Arms. Heck yeah. I don't know if I have much money, though. I cannot get in there. Damn. Shame. They do not make which doors are interactive and which doors are not. It's very clear either. You gonna jump off too? Eddie knows. Okay. Is that another quest? Find a job, kiddo. There's some mysterious guy in the bricks named Eddie who knows things. You can never have enough contacts, so keep an eye out. All right. There's a little can of something on the ground. Heel grease. Yeah, like modern games that would not only be flashing, but it would have this like beam of light pointing down at it at all times. That's how games are nowadays. Oh, good though. I really wanted to see what other weapons I could get, but I'm not allowed in. Okay, so I guess I had to keep an eye out for Eddie. I don't know what else I'm doing in this area. Just kind of wandering at this point. This was the guy I talked to already. Was there anything over here? Not really. Couldn't get into Joe's. Cool language and stuff on the signs, though. I'm gonna get that random encounter again, aren't I? Probably. Can't talk to these guys. Can't go in. Creature repair and paraplasty. But this area. Can't use that. This guy. So those little gut bugs, they breed in the warm underbelly of those conductor pipes and molt under the grating before coming up to search for food. Careful where you step. The Brazilians have an old saying: "Step on a gub, your life will stub." Well, something gets lost in translation, but you get the point. It's bad luck, man. That sweet smell isn't the fruta. Gub bug excrement is coated with a syrupy oil that attracts speeder lice, their main dietary staple. It's funny. They literally duke where they eat. That fruta vendor probably regrets setting up shop here. Huh? No wonder he's always in such a foul mood. Man, check out the spiracle on this one. Or that one. I think I'm in love. Spiracle? Alright. Ooh. Little hidden chest. Gun? Armor? $50 in it. Nice. We're just find $50 lying around. I don't see. I had it. I had something to equip. Guess not. Let's find a job. Frank's Flophouse. Loader. I didn't see that. I couldn't get to the floater near the fountain I overlooked before. Okay. Please, no random encounter. Maybe I can go over this way now. Position plate 27 is currently online. Okay. That's a no. Oh, but that was the direction for Frank's Flophouse. Okay, so I should go that way. I just didn't find it for some reason. Perhaps I should have taken the elevator. Wherever that is. Oh, did not notice that elevator. Wow. Yeah, I agree that you can make the highlightables like kind of overbearing to a point where you don't even have to think anymore, but there is a bit of design to kind of delineate things that should be interactive and things that aren't. Like you shouldn't if you're going to make half the doors or like 75% of the doors non-interactive, there should be some visual indicator of the ones that are. So it's a little bit of a trick to kind of find the right happy medium. You're lost for one loony, I'll tell you whatever you want to wherever you want to go. I'll lead you wherever you want to go. But I don't wait for no slackers. Okay. I could probably figure it out on my own. That's gonna be something. What is that? That's the flop house. Probably save before I get killed by some random encounter. There we go. All right. Well, this is kind of weird setup. Look, if you're not going to buy a ticket, you're going to have to leave. Jack Sizzy's Free Planet, baby. I know my rights. Girl like that shouldn't be working a ticket girl, don't you think? I destroy armies for a girl like that. Look at those eyes. That's the real deal.
Please keep area
She looks like a little like an old girlfriend I used to have. Same attitude. Just getting me all stirred up. Makes you want to go home and get creative. Get to stay in here all day. Hey, I think I will.
Transition complete.
This group's been ogling me all afternoon. Okay. Want to fight, buddy? And a white knight, some random person selling tickets. This weird lighting. Closed. I like the detail that they have bilingual in this area. Looking at the bill of figure up there is giving me awful flashbacks. Reproductive process of their species requires both the male and the female to gestate half the egg. They can join their infant by lining up their rather complicated plumbing in one of the most disgusting processes in the galaxy. I should know. I was a syrup mopper at a Billifican hospital for 3 months. I couldn't hack it. I got sick of just thinking about it. Oh. Where exactly do you think you're going? Sorry, I thought this would be a good place to take a leak. I was just leaving. Don't be so stupid to talk to a Nox guard again, punk. You look like a good kid. Looks like there's some sort of sketchy deal going on over there. Probably go to the flop house, though. Talk to him already. It's kind of fun. Found this little critter half dead near the reservoir pipes. I took it home and nursed it back to health. I just wish I knew what it was. It's been eating rats around my apartment. Seems to like the taste of meat. Wonder how big it'll get. That's a little worrisome. Sir, I'm part of the lobby of concerned citizens. Can we talk for a moment? A growing number of citizens are concerned with the current state of affairs at Anachronox. We feel that the best solution to the crime problem is to come under PAX protection. I'm circulating a petition asking the City Council to apply for limited PAX membership. Would you be interested in signing it? No. Thanks for your time. What's that guy hiding down there for? He's got like a little thing, doesn't he? Wish I spoke that. He's got like a little, those little nuggets of something. Yeah, there's some games that have the breadcrumbs and the highlight objects that are so over the top that you feel like you're just moving from one shiny beacon to another. That's too much. Hope we didn't sign that petition. Joining PAX would only hurt us. We barely have a working economy as it is. If 1/4 of that goes to PAX, it'd put a dent in our livelihood. PAX isn't just isn't cost effective. We'll deal with that crime problem around here on our own. You know what I mean? Another language. All right. It's telling the story. I wonder if I'll ever get a translator or something. I like that though. I mean, as much as I love the setting of Mass Effect, it is a little funny to think that everybody's just speaking the same language. These are just grays almost. We are alien magicians. Beware of our wily tricks. See our magical arm movements? Imagine our feats of amazingness. Our illusions will blind you. Our spells will possess you. See our magical arm movements? Is the joke that they're not actually aliens or something? All right, Franks. Need a room, $5 a pop. What room is Dynamo in? That's confidential. In fact, that's about $5 worth of confidentiality. Ayola. She's in room A, sucker. Yeah. Can't believe Frank is letting that time minder hang out in this place of business. All they do is sit around waiting for people to give them affection and feed them. Life, huh? Time minders perceive time as a simultaneous occurrence, not a progression. For them, time doesn't move forward like it does for us. Everything is occurring at the same time. Their birth, their death, it's all happening now. They see all time as a whole. When you pet one, you achieve a small measure of immortality. You exist in their memory, not just at the moment, but at every moment they ever have and will ever experience. Or something like that. Most people pet time minders before any big undertaking, but methinks people pet them a little too often. Is that commentary on the save scumming? That's cool lore, but at the same time, it does feel a bit silly. Or somebody's like, "I hate those little freaks lying around this place," and then they just give you a huge lore dump. There's got to be a little bit of it. Seems interesting. Okay. Got to be a more nuanced way of doing that. I save after all that stuff. Let me go save scum. Okay. Let's see. I don't remember. Room B. Room E. No. I'm never going to get any sleep. My brother talks in his sleep, like all night, weird things. Wouldn't mind as much if we didn't have a shipment of spices to deliver by Cortica by tomorrow. Can't handle another night without sleep. All right. So which room was it? Room C. I missed a row of rooms somewhere. Must have. Oh, here we go. This is room A. No? Which room was it? I tried the rooms. Did I miss one of them? Must have missed something. No, that one doesn't interact. That must be it, but I'm not able to do anything to it. So what can I do with that room then if I can't interact with it? Am I just stuck? That had to be the room, right? Or I have to buy a key, I guess. Oh, look, a taco. Really a strange tone to this game. Satire, dark, dystopic, despotic, horrible, cyberpunk, satire, funny. Can't use the sink? Ah, man. This is a different row of rooms. Oh, I never knew this room down there. So, what's the deal? What's the catch here? Did I kind of screw something up? Seems like I'm kind of stuck here. Hey, welcome to the stream. Yeah, hopefully get into streaming more often again. It's been a rough few months, years, whatever. Yeah, I'm kind of a little stuck here. Can I steal a key or something? Yeah, I'm not sure what to do. About him. Did you have any nightmares while I slept here? Must be a heavy sleeper. Not sure what to do about that. This guy's dedicated. Oh, look, the internet. Gotta love the before everything got kind of codified and made consistent and the same. Kind of had wacky designs like this. Like having this weird conglomeration as the exit button is just would never be done today. The biggest party ever thrown in Anachronox was the rousing success. With a record low 10 murders per hour, party organizers are already planning next year's event. Stabbings down. Recent stab wound clinic reports that more people are being stabbed in the lower part of the lower body this year. Okay. Kind of fun lore stuff. All right. Section AC. Which place was this again? Building 5 directory. Let's see if there's a goal here. I doubt I'd be able to find Eddie here, would I? Oh, look at that. C10 Hobo Cop. A lot of probably little jokes in here. There's probably references to different things other than Hobo Cop. I don't know if any of these are. One of my quests for somebody. Canadian dollar. Due to a freak of galactic commerce, this has become the standard unit of currency for the galaxy. Some areas still use non-digital money. The $1 coin is called a loonie because it has a loon on the back. That's funny. Truly is a fantasy world. I don't know where I'm going. Sure. Sure, this is important. go into any of these places. That one's lit though. Yeah, might be different. Yeah, I'll probably have to come back with more information. Like encyclopedias inside games. Yeah, probably the gold standard I would say is probably the Mass Effect encyclopedia. That was a great way of not breaking characters, like not breaking character within the game, but if you wanted to learn more about it, you could just pull open your basically your in-universe Wikipedia. I'm considering doing that for a game I'm designing if it ever comes out. Creature repairs and Ferroplasty, junkyard, tunnels. I've been to all these places, so I just need to find out what I can do with this dam. Maybe it was just kind of bugged. I just can't seem to get any of these doors open. This has got to be the place, right? Yeah, it doesn't give me a warning. It just doesn't do anything. Oh, lockpick, right? Doesn't say that. No, I can't. I can't lockpick it. What am I doing wrong? I did not pay attention to which room she was at. Oh, I can lockpick this one. I don't know if it's the right one. Okay. I don't even know if that was the right one. Probably isn't. I'm not gonna have time to do this. Okay, I gotta open that door. I don't know what's there. Probably isn't the right one. Yeah, working on a game part-time.
Excuse me.
No, come on in. I could use the company.
She's pretty cut up.
Valesta sent me to see you about a job.
Forget about it. This old guy, Grumpos, he hires me to go into the tunnels, right? Bring back some mistech, easy job. Hell, I wasn't there 10 minutes when something came out of nowhere and did this to me. I mean, look at me. And the old bastard won't even pay me. He said, no mistech, no money. He's in the tenements next to the movie theater, if you want to punch him in the face for me. Right in the face.
Yeah, she's seen better days. She's half the woman she used to be. That was uncalled for. Okay, I guess I'm bringing things and punching people and doing all sorts of stuff. Get that booze too. Yeah, I'm very part-time working on a game. I'm learning Unity. I've designed little games in the past before, but yeah, it's a first-person RPG. Best to describe it. Kind of. I haven't announced it yet. It's still very, very early, but Okay, got a story thing. Anyway, long and short of it, basically kind of taking on the idea of what was supposed to be the sequel to Arcanum, which was going to be a first-person, 3D first-person kind of interpretation of Arcanum, kind of like that. Basically, first-person. You can do guns, you can do magic, you can do sword fighting, kind of leveraging the combat of Dishonored, a little bit of the art style, painterly art style, but implementing more role-playing aspects like dialogue checks, stats, level ups, things like that. So still a lot of things to figure out. I've got a lot of lore written, a lot of the main quests written, a lot of side quests written, maps, lots of stuff, but actually executing all of it is a lot. I've got about 400 pages of game design document written, but executing with a very small team. It's just me and one other person right now. It's gonna take a while, so hopefully it'll end up being something interesting down the road. Hey kiddo, I just ran a SenderNet search on this Grumpos character. His last name is Matavastros. He was the curator of the Mistech Museum until about 6 months ago when he retired. Luckily for you, she was right. He lives just across the street in Building 5. Make sure to check their building directory. His apartment isn't listed. Okay. Okay, so that's what the name is. I have to use that name to figure out this guy. All right, where was that? Already lost my bearings. Yeah, I don't know if it's LB or IB, but yeah, you're right. AI is okay. AI is interesting. What I've done actually, I've used AI a little bits here and there. I fed it a bunch of my lore and said, "Hey, give me some quest ideas." So it can kind of it can be kind of good with that, but it's not good for anything final. And for concept art, like I've done a couple concept pieces with it, but it's nothing I can actually publish or use. So it's limited in use, and there's so much blowback against the use of AI in games that I don't want to stir that sort of hornet's nest either. So unfortunately, as much as Gen AI is improving, it's still not super useful for a lot of things. You can do little bits of code here and there. It can debug some things and give you ideas. It's really just good for ideas, I think, at this point. All right, Matavastro, right? It's on the listing. So where was it? Matavastros, C19. C19. Somehow I completely... Wait, those are numbers, right? Oh, section C. Okay. 1, I think? Well, Futures End and Final Unity were the ones I'm thinking of. Okay, I missed that part of the conversation. Looks like. Don't know where I'm supposed to go. Okay, so each of those blocks or sections. So I'm gonna do the third block, I guess, of C. It's not really laid out very intuitively. No, there's 4 blocks. Okay, we'll figure it out, I guess. We'll wing it. It's supposed to be C19. Yeah, I mean, there's also just an issue with AI in that a lot of stuff it generates is just kind of off or wrong or just kind of unusable. Like I can get, if I try to generate a concept just to get like a rough visual that I can then give to, because I have commissioned artists and stuff for years for my channel. So I'm not against that. It costs money, and I don't have a lot of money right now because I'm unemployed. But the issue is just, yeah, expenditure and whatever. But also sometimes it's good to get some ideas, like kind of come up with a new concept of somewhere. I think I was in this exact room. I think I saw this glowing door, and I couldn't get into it. It's supposed to be where the Manifestro's character lives. But yeah, I mean, AI is limited. You can't generate 3D models. I've tried textures. It doesn't do textures very well. It's the best. It's the most powerful with text, and it's all about what you give it. Like if you just go to the ChatGPT and say write a quest, it'll give you the most generic quest ever. But if you feed it a bunch of information, you give it your style. If you give it a lot of lore and stuff, it can be useful. But again, I don't think that you should generate a whole story, a whole game out of that either. So it's good for ideas. It's good for you're completely just brain dead on a particular idea. It can give you some ideas. Maybe it'll give you a couple more options to a dialogue tree that you weren't thinking about. That's probably the most useful aspect of it. Occasionally, it can identify things in code. If you're using a common language like C#, whatever, it can identify things that you might be able to work with. But you have to understand. You have to understand storytelling and writing to be able to identify if that's a good idea or a good storytelling technique or a good line of dialogue. You have to understand programming, or else you're going to be putting in code you don't understand into your game, which could be a very bad idea. So it's not a one magical, fix all solution. It's still very much a hands-on, very time-consuming experience to make a game. Not pick the lock, go away. I tried picking the lock. Oh, I leveled up just by... Oh, it's not even going to have me do the minigame, huh? Yeah, the image generation can be cool, but it's also a problem if you want to make something very custom or very exact. If you're very... Oh no, tension's rising. Yeah, it's flawed for sure. You can't get exactly what you want. Like freaking RoboCop. Halt. Halt.
Think you could slink into my home that easily, you little thief?
Grumpos.
I'm not a thief.
Says he after breaking into my house.
No, I'm not a thief. I'm looking for work.
Smartass.
I heard you were hiring for a plunder job in the tunnels. I thought...
Who told you that?
Dianimo?
Dianimo? That pitiful excuse for a thief. She ain't getting a penny out of me. Not one, you hear that? I feel bad for the girl, but she wasn't hired to fail, and I ain't paying for pity. Tell Dianimo she doesn't get paid until she makes good on what she was contracted for.
Well, actually, I'm not here for Dianimo. I'm here to finish her job.
What did you say?
The tunnels. The Mistech. I'm your man. I'm experienced and expensive. Available.
Yeah, and desperate from the look of it. No thanks.
Come on, Gramps. I'm up to snuff. Just
Who
give me a
names their
chance.
character
You need an
Grumpos?
escort, I need a job. What do you say? Is that a yes? No?
I'm in the middle of something. Will you stop distracting me?
But you're not listening. If you need a man to plunder the tunnels for you, look no further. I'm your... Whoa. Okay. Who's obsessed?
Unlocking the hidden power of Mystech is my life's work. I'm closing in on a breakthrough. I can feel it, but I need more samples.
So what's the problem?
My last hero sallied forth and got her limbs ripped off. How are you any better than her?
I'm a professional.
Prove it. Bring me the helmet of a Nox guard.
I can do that. That's easy.
Size 5.
Brother, I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Splendid. Get out!
Size 5? That's specific. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna make friends with a Nox guard. It's funny how much smoother we've gotten at doing dialogue and animations. The pacing and stuff is just different now. Mystech Museum member card. Cool. It's got a whole kitchen. It's basically like... Okay, he does have his own room. Can't plunder his chest. That's not very efficient. Who wants to have a TV above your head? You can't watch the TV. Is there a back door? Oh, that is the back door. Okay. Guess it's a balcony of sorts. My vision's still augmented. Remember this game, but I don't think I ever played it. Yeah, it just kind of completely flew by. I remember... I'll have to drag up those early ads. I remember it looking... The models and everything that they used to promote the game were weird. I remember thinking it looked like a weird love child of Daikatana and Deus Ex, which I guess makes sense. Same studio. They did not do a very good job of selling you on what the game is. It's a weird one. It's kind of like point and click adventure meets Final Fantasy, but made by Texans. I don't know. It's not Odd Duck for sure. All right. So I need to get guard's helmet. Hey, buddy. Hey, do you have a size 5 helmet? Is that some sort of joke? That our heads are small because we have no brains? That's not funny, man. Even if I wasn't a Nox guard, that wouldn't be funny. I've been issued a smaller sized helmet before, and it really hurts. In fact, they issued a guy from Platform Division a smaller helmet just this morning. Anyway, what were you asking? That was pretty funny. It's all offended. Right, platform 5 or something. What was it? There might be a guard with a small helmet patrolling the platform area. Platform area. Where is that? Platform area. Guess maybe upstairs. Yeah, the walk cycle. I don't know if how much they shared between the studios. This was Iron Storm Dallas, I believe, whereas Deus Ex was Iron Storm Austin, but it was the same company, so I'm sure they did probably share stuff. The model is a bit different. It's not quite Deus Ex. It's a lot more blocky, like a lot more bulky, I should say.
Please keep area clear. The district of South Anachronox is not liable for injury or death resulting from plate transition. Stand by. Transition complete.
This isn't the platform area. What is this then? platform area. What is the platform area? Oh, this way. Okay. Please no random encounter. Please no random encounter. Should probably save before I do anything rash. All right. Where's the guard that I can steal helmet from? Guessing it's him. Okay, I can't interact with him. Guy patrolling. I don't see a guard around here, though. Maybe it's up there. Not sure what the proper name for this would be, but it essentially catches DX1 running in the background and translates it to UE5 on the fly. That'd basically be kind of like what Daggerfall Unity did, where it took extracted the data from Daggerfall, or Daggerfall exe or Default exe or whatever it was, and ran all that data through Unity, right? I don't think I've been here. This is a pretty happening place. Drank too much. Oh, dude. Kind of taking it pretty seriously there. I don't think this is the platform area. I think this is the casino thing or whatever, right? I think. I'm a regular card mechanic. I know every trick, every sham. I won quite the sweet little pot last night. I cheated, of course, in my opinion. It's the only way to make the game interesting.
Transition major of plate section
It's harder to
C.
cheat well than play well. Card counting easy bub.
Will commence in 15 seconds.
And keeping your face straight while you steal from strangers is tough. Speaking of which, give me your wallet. Oh great, I should have expected that.
District of South Anachronox is not liable for injury or death resulting from plate transition. Stand by. Transition complete.
Alright. Got a shield now. Okay, so they actually did make that. Okay, that's cool. I'll have to try that out sometime. Does it look significantly better, or just better lighting, I'm assuming? So you'd have to do so much to take something like Deus Ex and make it modern. Oh, that's going to hurt. Their brittle bags don't do nearly as much damage as ones you use. Yeah, so far the combat's a little basic. Could definitely use a bit more oomph. I only have one party member, and the battle areas are pretty weak. So that's platform area, right? Okay. Or I'm leaving platform area? I don't know. There was something back here, though, talking to one of those floaters, I think. So maybe I can find that now. Okay, I'm now in platform area. Transition bot. Transition plate 32 is currently unaligned. Please keep this area clear in the event of a transition. District of South Anachronox is not liable for injury or death resulting from plate transitions. Okay. No guard so far. Weird gravity. Yeah, there's gravity shifting in this city, I guess. I'm not sure if it's magnetic boots or is it actual gravity shifting. not here. I don't know where I'm going, actually. Anachronox is the name of the world. It's a city-sized planet, as far as I understand. That was based on an ancient unknown enemy race. Like the aliens abandoned, not enemy, alien race. Aliens abandoned it. And now it's inhabited by a few other different races, including humans. Don't know all the lore yet, but that's roughly what I've heard. A beautiful day. I haven't felt this glad to be alive in years. Green skies, the smell of rocket fuel in my nostrils, skin crisping from jet exhaust. Every day should be this wonderful. Too bad I still have got a headache from that damned helmet. Headquarters issued me a size 5 helmet this morning. It was cutting off circulation. I kept passing out. Luckily, the Nox guard I relieved from duty was nice enough to give me this replacement. I've still got the size 5 helmet in my storage pack if you want to see it. When I show it to the guys back at HQ, they're going to split their pants. You think I can have this helmet since you're not using it? Sorry, partner, it's not mine to give, but I'll tell you what. They give away free sandwiches and goodies to people who are down on their luck at the Salvation Surplus on Skid Row. But I really need a helmet, officer. Have pity on a poor, unemployed loser. Hey now, I won't listen to any self-pity, buddy. You gotta change your outlook on life. Stay optimistic at all times. Could be worse. Be thankful you're not living in poverty on a planet like Genis, or lifting crates on Goria. You've got it good, mister. Life gets easier when you put things in perspective. Life gets easier when you give me that helmet. Maybe I can talk him out of it. Persistent, aren't you? Look, that helmet isn't going to solve your problems. Life is what you make it. You can either be happy or depressed. I choose to be depressed. I choose to be happy. I choose to kill you. I choose to be happy. Good for you. You've got to be the most enthusiastic person you know. No, you've got to be the most enthusiastic person you know. That's my motto. I couldn't agree more. Now can I have the helmet? You're like a broken record. You want the helmet? You won't be happy until I give you the helmet? Fine. Here's the helmet. Mission accomplished. Job well done. Now go away. So I took the peaceful route. It actually worked this time. It's pretty good. I somehow managed to get to the right location too. Right platform. It's like 4 of these? I wonder what the other platforms are having them. Easiest quest ever, yeah. A different guy. The cunning bird is overdue. Heavier grow my trees trunks from fatigue. Retreat to your bro, human. Pep threatens? Okay. I should probably try to find that guy that was by the fountain platform, apparently. Probably be a good idea. Another quest from somebody. Did I already go to 2 or 3? I don't remember. Save guy here and a big ship. Assuming that'll probably be important later. That's an Anachronox symbol. That's the name of the game. War I was on? back to wherever I was going. Cool, so I got the helmet. I can go back to talk to Oldman. Grump Oldman. Whatever name was. So the fountain spiral was over here. It's a floater, apparently. Wait, what did the quest say again? There's a floater named K. Conrad Cook hanging out near the fountain overlook. He's supposed to be the master informant of the bricks. Fountain overlook. So where's this now? Is this the fountain overlook? Wait, that's the tenements. Fountain spiral. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly more dread. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was clicking on it, thinking it was one of the collectibles in the game. But so far, I found another collectible, which is the taco. They have some sort of acronym for it. Is this the fountain? Where's the fountain? It's supposed to be a floater somewhere I can talk to. It's got nose things, apparently.
Section C, D, E, and F will commence in 15 seconds.
Oh, right. Yeah. Do this walking animation.
Please keep area clear. The district of South Anachronox is not liable for...
I was actually thinking how difficult it'd be to kind of swap gravity around in the game, but I realize now they have an animation and then they just go to a new zone, so you never actually get to see the gravity shift in effect. It's a floater here. I see a floater up there, but I can't get to him. So how would I get up there? Click on him. Get up there. Oh, maybe I can go up this way. No, it's the same place. Yeah, I see the floater there, but how the hell must I get up there? Okay, click on him. Yeah. I don't know. What's going on with that? Let's go back. Don't want to go back. Hey, long time no stream. Thought I'd pop in since I'm up unusually early. Hey, thanks. Yeah, it's been a while. I want to get back into doing more regular streams. I'll see how long this goes. I don't know if Anachronox will keep me. I have a really hard time like streaming through an entire game. I've had that problem for years, so I might just kind of finish playing the game on my own time, but we'll see. Yeah, I can't get up there, so I don't know how to talk to the floater. So come back later. That's Rowdy's. I don't necessarily want to go back here, do I? Always like these little like miniature city designs, though. Fun. Zordos. I don't think I've been to Zordos. Right? Guns, guns, guns. I'm down with that. Hey, Zordo. What's going on, man? Zordo's guns. Yes, I am. Oh, Lord. I don't have much money. Could buy a shield cell. That's about it, actually. Can't really make a lot of money. I don't even know if I've been getting money from these battles I've been in. Let's find out. Okay, well, I've got a shield cell now, which is better than nothing, right? Yeah, I remember seeing, I saw at least one or two magazine ads from Game Informer, I believe, or Game Pro, actually, at the time. But I don't remember a huge marketing push. Nobody was talking about Anachronox. It was just kind of one of those games. There's just a lot of like those games, you know, you never knew how well they did or whatever. It wasn't super, I wasn't following it with crazy hype. I knew it wasn't the same team as Deus Ex, or else I'd be more interested in it. I knew that there was, I think I saw the logo on it, but I knew it wasn't the same guy somehow. But yeah, it wasn't a ton of hype. There wasn't a ton of push for it, and yeah, whatever brand value Iron Storm had from Deus Ex, they probably lost it all with Daikatana and everything. And people knew. I think people knew Warren Spector. They knew there was Warren Spector and John Romero were two different people and had very different types of games. So yeah, I don't know, but I do know that Anachronox didn't sell very well. I think it sold less than 20,000, if I recall, which wasn't great. Just an odd concept for a game too. Oh, here he is. This is the Overlook. Okay.
I know secrets. Lots of them. We could share a few if you've got any to spare.
Look, you little beefer. I know every Stulola from here to the reservoir. And you ain't a regular.
Regardless, I know things. For example, one of Debtor's crash doctors threw a private dick out a window today, just a few blocks away from here. Flung like a rag doll.
So you heard about that, huh? Big deal. You gotta do better than that if you want to impress me.
Your first pet was a miniature Spitzer named Earl.
What's your rate, Junker?
Strictly a quid pro quo arrangement. I believe the free exchange of information should be the goal of every civilized society. Don't you think? Keeps everyone just a little more honest.
So I gotta share my dirt with you before you'll sprinkle any of your own, huh?
That's the idea. I'll be here for the next few hours if you have any inquiries.
Detention complete.
I don't know if we have any much information to tell this guy. Just got nothing better to do than just wait there. Don't think I have anything for him. Seems like this game came out when cyber dudes and trench coats was the hottest thing in gaming. Well, I mean, Deus Ex came out about a year after Matrix. It was already in development for a while, so it wasn't like they were jumping on the bandwagon, but it was a popular trend at the time. Matrix was huge. Trench coats. I mean, my brother bought a trench coat. It was a big thing at the time. So yeah, I mean, there's things that come and go. There was trends and stuff. Cyberpunk was big. Computers were big. Computers were growing. There was a excitement in the air about what the internet could become and VR and all that kind of stuff. Not all of it panned out right away, but I think this way is tenements. Didn't expect the navigation of the city to be such a thing, but but yeah, no, it's everything kind of comes and goes. Yeah, I didn't even know this is the way the game played out. Like I thought maybe it was an action game or whatever, but yeah, no idea it was a turn-based sort of Chrono Trigger inspired American-made JRPG kind of thing. Keep on forgetting where I'm supposed to go with this. Tenements aren't down here. I think I took a wrong turn. Right? Yeah, I couldn't go to the Barton's Arms. Not exactly the most intuitive design environment. Yeah, I took one. Yeah, I mean the studio's already in a rough spot. Like, I really want to do an Iron Storm retrospective because it's such an interesting moment in time. They, John Romero, Tom Hall, a couple other people I can't remember right now. They were all hotshots from other companies. Like, just came off of Quake, just came off of Doom, and so they were like, "Hey." I'm assuming there was some investment selling their idea or whatever, but they basically got a blank check. They got an extremely expensive, extremely inefficient, I think, penthouse Chase building in Dallas or something like that. They got like one of the most expensive offices. I think John Romero is kind of being a little bit of a rebel. Where am I going, by the way? John Carmack would buy Ferraris, but he was a lot more pragmatic about offices. He was like, you don't need to have a fancy office, simple cubicles with your typical computers and stuff are fine, but they went all out. If you see the photos of Iron Storm, they just spent, hired a bunch of people, didn't know how to manage a studio. And one of their first things was like, okay, we need to get a game shipped. Let's buy this almost complete RTS games. RTS games were selling really well at the time. Called Dominion, something over Rift 3 or Rift 9 or whatever. Dominion was the primary title. And in theory, it was great. Like, I think I played the demo of Dominion way back in the day, but it was kind of like it had its own thing. It could do it had really cool laser walls or whatever, but it was not as good as StarCraft or Command and Conquer or whatever. It wasn't as intuitive. It wasn't as immediately appealing. So it had a hard time selling that, and it also took like another year or two to finish, I believe. That was their first game while they're finishing up Daikatana. Daikatana changed engines like one or two times. They had to redesign the game like a couple times. A bunch of issues came up. There's the famous to me, but I read a breakdown of it years and years ago, probably 20 years ago, actually, about how the team was so mismanaged technologically and artistically. Like, at one point, they were getting a game crash whenever in this one area where there was like crossbows firing and stuff like that. They had a crash, and they have no idea why, or the game would like slow down to a crawl. And it wasn't until they found out that somebody had designed a texture for the arrow, like the arrows that get shot by these bows, and it was like 1200 pixels wide on like a 1997 1998 build of a game or something. It was like more pixels in that arrow than there was on your entire screen or something. So it was like crashing the game whenever they fought too many, whenever they shot arrows or whatever. Things like that were occurring, and yeah, it was just a really, really. I need to go this area, but it just doesn't seem like the place I need to go. Oh, I need to use the elevator. I keep on getting tripped up by that. There's this huge sign, but the elevator itself is pretty dark. But yeah, so when they finally got their act together and started getting the game near close to launch, it was already like 2 years late, 2 or 3 years late. And the hype had already died down. Quake was years ago. They already made Quake 2 and Quake 3. And yeah, they just, Daikatana was over budget, over deadline, underperformed. Anachronox was also took a long time to make. It all underperformed. The only saving grace that they had was that their recently started Ion Storm Austin made Deus Ex, and that sold well. Deus Ex 2 sold well, and then they got the gig from Eidos to make Thief Deadly Shadows, which was, I don't remember exactly how well that one did, but yeah, Austin basically carried the Iron Storm brand. Tenements. I'm forgetting where everything is. That's the dead end alleyway. Oh, it was just up here, wasn't it? That's the flop house. That's where he was, though, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, talented team, and they would have continued. They would have continued on. I mean, they did Thief Deadly Shadows, but at that point, Eidos basically gave the game to the Deus Ex devs because they knew how to make that type of game. Because Looking Glass Studios had just closed after making Thief 2. They were in such a hole that they shut down pretty much right after Thief 2, because the way that their development contract work is that once the development is done, they get no more money until the game generates profit. So the publisher, which I believe was Eidos, were paying them on milestones or monthly or whatever to build the game. But then once the game launched, they got cut off to get launch sales, and that's when the publisher actually turned a profit. Once the publisher broke even, then the developers would get essentially royalties on their revenues. But they were in such a hole that as soon as their game was done, they were basically, we're done, we're gone, we can't do anymore. And so yeah, wasn't that Thief 2 the Middle Age was a bad game? It was a great game, but they were just in such a hole by that point. No, she's over here. The other guy is in the tenements, right? Okay. Got mixed up there. Keep on forgetting where the damn tenements are. It was over here. It was off building 5. It's just this little tiny little. Yeah. Okay. And then he was section C, the 4. Oh, really? That's what they did in Witcher 1, is they made a million poly boarhead? Yeah, that would be really bad for a modern game even. I keep on catching my models and finding out that they're like, it's like, a few hundred or a few thousand polys, and like that's going to be, vertices, that's going to be rough. You got to be really frugal, because as soon as you add more and more stuff to an area, you're going to run into those issues. At least it's not like a 9 million poly toothbrush or something, right? Who would do that? I don't know how many polys it was, but the infamous toothbrush in Yandere Simulator. thing is ridiculous. Where's this guy now? He's not in his bedroom. Sent me on a quest and he just bolted. Maybe he is in his bedroom. No. Bathroom. That's some rough towels. Those are some rough towels. They didn't even get them blended. Like, they're just hard polys and everything. Yeah. Yeah, Emma, for those not familiar, Emil Pagliarulo, the now lead writer, lead designer at Bethesda Game Studios, he was a game reviewer at Adrenaline Vault. And he just happened to know some people at Looking Glass, and they're like, hey, you write reviews. Do you want to write for our game? And so that's how he got into the game industry. He had no game dev experience. He wrote pretty middling reviews at A-Vault, which they're not around anymore. They were kind of in decline, but then at some point, some awful person basically hacked and took down their entire website. So Adrenaline Vault was one of the biggest websites for games reviews back in the 90s, but they didn't monetize enough and didn't become like schmoozy enough with the industry like IGN and GameSpot, so they didn't last. And then yeah, once their websites were basically hacked out of existence, they just didn't bother continuing after that. Yeah, that's where he came from. And I believe Pete Hines also came from Adrenaline Vault as well. I remember seeing he did a review on Fallout 2, I think, way back in the day before he joined Bethesda. Small world, right? He might have actually been a Nepo hire, to be honest. Who knows? So where is this guy? This is his apartment. I've looked around. He's not here. I have the helmet. Am I missing something? He should be like right here, right? I'm going to take the helmet back to the old man, but where is he? This is his balcony, right? Yeah, they keep it simple, stupid guy, yeah. And apparently, like, I believe that he probably has some talent somewhere. Like, apparently some good quests, he did some good quests in Oblivion or whatever. But he doesn't seem like a completely talentless hack. I think he is really bad at presentations, for one, but also I think he's been promoted out of his talent pool. Like, basically, like, he probably was really good at as a level designer or as a quest writer or whatever, and then he just became the head honcho, and then he has no idea what he's doing. That's my opinion. I've seen people in real life and my own job, like, where they were really, really good at one specific thing, then they got promoted to become manager, and they were terrible management. All right, I'm really kind of running out of ideas. This apartment's not that big, and he's not in it, so this was the place, right? I mean, it's got to be. Is he waiting for me now somewhere? I'm a little confused. Where is this guy? Like, I've checked every room. He's not in the bathroom. He's not in the shower. He's not in the bedroom. Is he just sitting down somewhere where I'm not seeing him? He did just kind of appear in the cutscene before. Yeah, I'm very confused. I'm sorry, it's so repetitive, but this is where the guy's supposed to be. Is he Just in some dark corner somewhere. Am I going to find all the tacos this run? Probably not. I am really bad at being a completionist. Yeah. Okay, this kind of sucks. I don't know where this guy is. There's not much else to do. This area is really small. He just not at his apartment. Yeah, I haven't seen his GDC, but I saw his story conference talk, which is kind of infamous now for being just hot garbage. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Did he move someplace? Is he in the lobby? I didn't notice or something. The shed door on the roof. I didn't think there was a shed door. Doesn't look like a door. I can't click on it. There's light here, but there's not. This isn't a door. I think there's just kind of detail. Yeah, I mean the art direction in this game is really solid. It's just limited by the time, like textures and models and stuff. You can go very far with art direction though. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. There's really nowhere else I can look. I wonder if somehow he didn't spawn or something. Kind of sucks though. I mean, there's this little tiny door there, but I can't open it. That looks like a closet. Maybe I can spawn out and spawn back in. That's really all I can do at this point. A sign above it that says "No girls allowed." I don't know if that was an actual zone. I might have to leave and then come back. Yeah, that was a zone. Yeah, I know. Some games age really nicely. Like I think that despite the rough human models, I think that System Shock 2 still is one of the best looking games just because it has a really clean art style for the environments. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss. I'm not going to be able to continue if I can't continue this quest, right? The hell is this guy? Maybe I can talk to the maybe I have to talk to the guard. Maybe he's gone or something. Yeah, not much I can do if he's gone. Wait, that's just toilet. I have no idea. I don't know. I had no inkling that he was going to leave his apartment. If that's what's happened. Look at the sign above the door on the roof. I keep walking by the actual door. I'll check it out again. I must have missed it, but whatever I'm missing is not obvious to me. So, okay. No, I've already explored this whole room like a billion times. Okay. Sucrosa. Bunch of other signs. Oh, no girls allowed. Oh, is that a door? That's a door? How did I not tell that was a door? That does not look like a door to me. Okay, I see the handle here. Wow, okay. My bad.
All right, geezer. Stop fondling the mistack and crack a gander at the goods. Am I hired or what?
Data beefed up security since the Dianimo fiasco. Getting into the tunnels might be trouble.
We'll deal.
Here, take this and plug it in your ear. You'll understand every language from here to the Traeger anomaly.
Spiffy. Where'd you pull this baby from?
The Nox Guard helmet. Linguinators became standard issue 2 months ago.
Really? How'd they communicate with the aliens before that?
They beat 'em up.
Well, where the hell do we go now?
Lead the way, hot pants.
Okay, yeah, that was annoying. I must have just completely missed that. It did not look like a door to me. Okay. That's kind of funny. Super fast. Okay. Is there any advantage of having one character versus another? Yeah, I forget this is like a JRPG. It's got the whole like party following and everything. Well, that's a good point to... Oh. Stick tunnels right down the street. Just make our left at the fork and follow the path down. Even you can't get lost, Boots. Ah. You don't know me well enough. Anyway, I should probably head off and get some dinner. But yeah, I might continue this now that I'm unstuck. Missed the very, very central door area. It just did not look like anything to me. But yeah, no, sighting area. Probably getting into some more combat and stuff. Probably the game will probably open up a lot, I'm guessing, once we get past the kind of initial... We haven't really even had our like inciting incident yet, so I'm assuming that that'll probably happen in this area and probably kind of go on our journey, get the full party. I know there's a few other characters, so yeah. Anyway, the visual style reminds me of that randomly generated noir detective game. Yeah, that was Shadows of Doubt, I think. Yeah, I can kind of see it. That was a bit more of a... I had a bit more of a voxel look, but yeah, that was a very ambitious game. I hope that they continue to improve that. That was really cool. Discovering that Indigo is playing Anachronox makes a crappy feel fantastic. Makes a... I literally thank you enough. Well, hey, well, thank you. I'm about to end off, but I might hop in tomorrow. We'll see. I'm going to put up a fence tomorrow, so I might be completely beat, but I'll try to stream a bit more for you guys, and yeah, hoping to see you again. Oh yeah, the character is like from this planet that has a unified kind of like a hive mind, right? Yeah, that sounded interesting. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Now that I have this game working, talk to you later. Thanks for watching.